minus 2. Y is equal to 2x minus 5. What's true about this and this? They're both equal to y's, right? Therefore, what else is true about these two things? What's true about this and this? They've got to be the same. Aren't they equal to the same thing? Can't you take, well, we're doing substitution. We did this, right? Where do we put that?
In the y.
In place of y in the other equation, right? We're putting this right there. So this y becomes 3x minus 2, and this one is 2x minus 5. These are equal to each other because they're both equal to y, like this. And now we solve the equation. If they're equal to the same thing, then they have to be equal to each other. Does it?
Doesn't matter which one you choose to substitute.
No. I didn't even think of it that way. All I say is they're both equal to y's, right? Therefore, they're equal to each other. One of them is equal to the other, and we don't really care which way you write them because we're going to solve the problem anyway. How do I solve this problem?
Constants on the right.
I'm going to move the letters to the left, right? So what do I have to move? The 2x. Minus 2x. Minus 2x. They cancel. If the x's are here, I have to move what? The number 2 plus 2 plus 2. 3x minus 2x is x. And negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3. I have an answer. And now, if x is negative 3, instead of x, I put negative 3. What does this tell me to do right here? Right, what's 2 times negative 3? Negative 6 minus the 5, which is what? And that's equal to the y. By the way, what happens if I put negative 3 up here? What's 3 times a negative 3? Negative 9 minus 2, which is what? They're the same. Does it matter where I put the negative 3? No, I get the same answer. And we're done. What's my answer?
Negative 3.
Parentheses, negative 3, the x is first, the y is second. And there's our answer. Now, you don't have this very often. But if you have a y by itself in both equations, well, these two have to be equal to each other, right? Well, then these two have to be equal to each other. And that's the simplest way to do this problem. Simply take this equal to this. That's up. All right? Question? 13? Now, students do have a lot of trouble with this when they first start. If you will please, if you do what I do, follow the steps, you'll be okay. What do we have to do first? What's the first thing you have to do in substitution? Get a letter by itself. Is it x or y that you have to get by itself? It doesn't matter. So don't say I have to get the x by itself and the y. I have to get a letter by itself. Which letter do I have to get by itself? The one that has a 1 in front of it. Now you have to remember that. That's not doing a problem, that's remembering what you're going to do. You must get one of the letters by itself. We don't care which one, except we always pick the one that has a 1 in front, preferably positive. We'll do a negative 1, but we'd rather do a positive if we have a choice. Which letter has a positive 1 in front of it?
X.
This one does. So that's the one I'm going to get by itself. So what do I have to get rid of? What do I have to do to get this x by itself?
Subtract 2y.
I have to get rid of the 2y, right? I have to get whatever else. There's my side, right? What's in there besides x? The 2y. I have to get rid of it. How do I get rid of 2y? Minus 2y minus 2y. Can I add this and this together? No, why not? They're not like terms. This has a y, this does not have a y. They're not like terms. These cancel. What's left on this side?
Negative 2y.
X is left on this side, and what's this side become? Negative 2y minus 1. You have to write both of them because they cannot be added together. Now I'm going to take all of this on this side, right there, all that, and put it where? In place of the x, in place of, I'm going to put this in place of this letter in the other equation. This is going in place of the x. So I'm going to write this equation, 3. The x is what I'm taking out, right? Because that's the one that's by itself. So this becomes a parenthesis. You put a parenthesis in place of this letter, and then you put this inside of the parenthesis. One more time. What are you going to do? You're going to take the problem here. We made this one by itself. This is what we worked on to get this, right? We go to the second equation. We copy it down exactly the same. Let me go ahead and finish copying. This is exactly like this, except we took this x here out and put this in place of the x. Every time. That's what substitution does. And now if we get this, and we solve this equation, what do I do to solve this equation? I distribute. I get rid of the parentheses. I take 3 times all of this. What's 3 times negative 2? Negative 6y. And 3 times the negative 1? Negative 3 plus 4y equals negative 13. Now at this point, what I do is I take the 2 letters and put them together. What's 4 minus 6y? Negative 2y. 3 doesn't count. Signs are different. Subtract the numbers, keep the sign of the bigger number. What am I going to do with this negative 3? I'm going to move it to the other side, so I'm going to add 3 here, so they cancel. I have to add 3 over here. 13 minus 3 is 10. Keep the sign of the bigger number. And now divide by negative 2. Negatives cancel, 2's cancel. Negatives cancel. Y is left on this side equals 10 over 2 is 5. And now what am I going to do with the 5? I'm going back here and put a 5 right here. In place of y, I'm putting 5. What am I doing with these 2 numbers? It's negative 2 times y, right? So it's negative 2 times 5 is negative 10 minus 1, negative 11, and that is x. And my answer is, what's x? And what is y? Question on this problem? Lisa? You have to always find the second letter. So 99% of the time, the easiest way to get the second number is put this back in here. That's why it wouldn't do you any harm to put the box around this. That tells you what to put up here, and that's what you're going to put this number in that box. If I put it up here, it'll work up here, but I have to do more work. If I put it here, I got to move things around again. Here I don't have to move it in. I just plug it in, multiply, subtract 1, I'm done.
Okay, so what is the x
came out. I did the problem. Copied the problem wrong. Get an even answer.
Wow, Mr. Greeno, you're fantastic.
You're right.